Hello everyone, got 5 dirty jokes for you today. A traveler once visited a small village in the countryside. At the local bar, someone asked him if he was married. "I'm divorced, actually. Never could find a woman I didn't end up fighting with all the time," he replied. The local man said, "Then you should go talk to the old couple that lives on the hill outside the village. Rumor has it that they've been married over 60 years and they've never fought this whole time." "What? That's impossible. Everyone has fights," exclaimed the traveler. But the local swore to him it was the truth and nothing but. The traveler just had to check it out, and in the morning he knocked on the door of the little house on the hill and was immediately welcomed by the husband, who invited him in for tea. After the traveler explained why he came to see him, the man smiled and nodded. "It's true. We never fight. Please," begged the traveler, "can you tell me your secret?" "Well," said the old man, "it all started about 60 years ago, right after the wedding. We were riding our mule back to town and walking it down the street when it tripped over a stone, and my wife said to him, 'That's one.' We kept riding and he tripped again on another stone, which made my wife immediately say, 'That's two.' 2 minutes later, the mule trips over a stone again. My wife said, 'That's three.' She pulled out a gun I never knew she had and shot it in the head without thinking twice. I was shocked and yelled at her, 'What the heck do you think you're doing? We needed that mule.' 'Are you crazy?' My wife looked me straight in the eye and said, 'That's one.' And we haven't had a fight since." So 3 sons left home, went out on their own and prospered. They discussed the gifts they were able to give their elderly mother. The first said, "I built a big house for our mother." The second said, "I sent her a Mercedes with a driver." The third said, "You remember how our mother enjoys reading the Bible. Now she can't see very well. So I sent her a remarkable parrot that recites the entire Bible. It took elders in the church 12 years to teach him. Mama just has to name the chapter and verse and the parrot recites it." Soon thereafter, their mother sent out her letters of thanks. "William," she said, "the house you built is so huge. I live only in one room, but I have to clean the whole house. Arnold," she said, "I am too old to travel. I stay at home most of the time, so I rarely use the Mercedes. And that driver is so rude. He's a pain. David," she said, "you were the only one who sent me a good gift. That chicken was delicious." So a policeman is walking down the street one day when he notices a very small boy trying to press a doorbell on a house across the street. However, the boy is very small and the doorbell is too high for him to reach. After watching the boy's efforts for some time, the policeman moves closer to the boy's position. He steps smartly across the street, walks up behind the little fellow and, placing his hand kindly on the child's shoulder, leans over and gives the doorbell a solid ring. Crouching down to the child's level, the policeman smiles benevolently and asks, "And now what, my little man?" "Now we run." A man walks into a bar, drinks a couple of beers, and prepares to leave. The bartender tells him he owes $8. "But I already paid you. Don't you remember?" says the customer. "Okay," says the bartender, "if you say you paid, then I suppose you did." The man goes outside and tells the first person he sees that the bartender can't keep track of whether his customers have paid or not. The second man rushes in, orders a couple beers, and later pulls the same stunt. The barkeep replies, "Okay, if you say you paid, then I suppose you did." The customer goes outside and tells a friend how to get free drinks. The third man hurries into the bar and begins to drink highballs. The bartender leans over and says, "You know, a funny thing happened tonight. Two men were drinking beer, neither paid, and both claim they had. The next guy who tries that stunt is going to get punched in the..." But the man interrupts. "Don't bother me with your troubles, bartender. Just give me my change and I'll be on my way." So Michael Murphy goes into the confessional box after years of being away from the church. Sighing, thinking about his many sins, he gets into the church. Spotting there is no line at the confessional, he pulls aside the curtain, enters and sits himself down. Shocked, he realizes here's a fully equipped bar with crystal glasses, the best vestry wine, Guinness on tap, cigars and liqueur chocolates nearby. On the wall, a fine photographic display of various women who appear to have misplaced their garments. He hears a priest come in. "Father, forgive me," says Murphy. "I think it's been a while since I've been to confession, and to be sure I must say that this place is much better than it used to be." The priest freezes and stares at him. "Get out, you idiot. You're on my side."